Charlie McGrath, I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and host on the Rinse Radio Network. What is going on in our country? What is going on with local law enforcement? You know, we see the Department of Defense, 1033, turning our police departments into military units. Now, recently, veteran police officer Steve Rabinovich came out in defense of Department of Defense 1033, telling the people why the police departments in your area need MRAPs, these up-armored vehicles that are mine-resistant. They're combat vehicles. He says that a better-equipped police department can better protect and serve the public. If that's the case, let's give them F-16 fighters. Let's give them drones, M1A1 Abrams. Let's give them top-of-the-line military equipment so we'll be so safe and so protected we won't know what to do with ourselves. The fact is, we don't see that happening in this country. We see this equipment being used to break up protest. We see it used a lot of cases just for a shock and awe effect. His number two reason, violent anti-government groups are targeting police. Now, if this is happening on a wide basis, it's certainly not being reported. You don't see militia or anti-government groups that are going and targeting police. Again, if it's happening, it certainly is not being talked about. Number three, a steady increase on violence, he's claiming, against cops, as well as domestic terror. You know, his number three reason is that we're seeing this spike in violence in this country. The fact of the matter is exactly the opposite. The FBI came out with a report this week showing exactly nothing of the sort is happening. In fact, 4% down in the last year. Is that a big deal? Well, it brings us back to a 40-year low. Violent crime has been falling since 1994 in this country, and in certain categories, it's as low as it's been in over 40 years. For instance, manslaughter down 4.4% in the last year, the lowest it's been since 1968. Rape is down 6.3%. Robbery, even though the economy for most people is not recovering, for Main Street is not recovering, robbery is still down 2.8%. Property crimes in this country are down 4.1%. The fact is, the people of this country are becoming more passive. They're not becoming more violent. They're not going out and targeting police. They're not going out and committing more violent crimes. You have to go back to the 1960s to get this kind of number as far as violent crime is concerned. So you need to ask yourself the question, why are we militarizing our police force? And again, the only simple, logical reason is shock and awe against the public in this country. Something is coming our way, and it is called a police state if we're not already there. You don't have to look any farther than your local law enforcement that is being turned into these military units. And again, if it's targeting police, if it's terrorism in this country, we're not seeing it. It's not being reported. We don't have Al-Qaeda running amok or ISIS running amok in the United States. We have a public that is getting fed up with the way government is treating it as if they were children, and they're taking to the streets more and more often, and we see police force using more heavy-handed tactics and heavy-handed equipment to shut the public up. Stories are attached. That's all I got.